Assalamu alaikum dear students. Let's start our week number 16. This is our last week and we will discuss the topic which is brands, brand building, advantages of brands and branding. So students, let's move to our first slide where we have the definition of branding. First of all, we will see the definition of branding. In definition, we have that brand is basically any name or any term, any sign or design, or a combination of all these that identifies the maker or seller of a product or service. Branding is basically used for identification or recognition of any product or service. We can give name to our brand for the recognition. We can set any term for any product, or we can give a sign. A sign means any logo, any trademark, or we can set any design. So students, let me give you an example with some brands of cars. So students, here are the brands of different organizations or different products. For example, Kia, this is Hyundai, this is Devo, this is FPV, Honda, Mercedes, Lamborghini, Land Rover, Holden, Acura, Toyota, Suzuki, and you name it. So every company have different brand name, brand styles and designs which are called the logos. So these are the logos which are set for the certain products just to make them different or just for their identification or to make them different from the others. And also tell these logos also tell about the features or the main theme and concept of the products. So what is branding? Branding means giving any name to the product or giving any term to the product, giving any sign to the product, or giving any design to the product. Let me give you the example of Coca-Cola. Where they have a special design of the bottle which is similar to the cocoa fruit. Let me give you an example with the picture. So the students, here is the example. This is the cocoa fruit plant and the bottle of Coca-Cola. This is basically the design of Coca-Cola bottle and it was inspired by this plant. And if we just read here a little, then we will come to know that in 1915, the Coca-Cola company formally adopted Dean's cocoa-inspired bottle. Although altered over the past century, the silhouette remains as easily recognizable as it did then. So students, what is the main point of discussion? That the design of Coca-Cola was made the design of Coca-Cola was made for some inspiration from an inspiration, but this design is very easily recognizable and people can see the design and they can identify that this is Coca-Cola bottle. So the brands are used for identification of the product and brands are used for the recognition of the products. Let's move to the next slide, students. Let's discuss some advantages of the brand names. When we give any name to the product, there are some advantages, and we will try to understand what is brand equity. First of all, we will see that first advantage of the brand name is its value and its quality. The product quality tells us all about, or sorry, brand name tells us all about the quality of the product. Value. Brand name also tells us what value is given to the customers by the organization. Number two, the second advantage of the brand names is the identification. As we have discussed with different examples previously, that products are identified with their names and with their size, style, and logos, and so on. So brand name or the branding gives an identification to any product. This was second, like there is a name called Savor. Savor is basically the name of a brand. Actual product is pulao. So when we name Savor, it means this is a brand name and it is identifiable and it can be recognizable and it can be differentiated from other products called pulao. Savor foods or Savor is different from others. Next, consistency. When we have a brand name, then there is a consistency of the product quality and consistency of the expectations of the customers and the performance of the product. Fourth point, which is very important point, is product attributes. When we give a name to the product, the attributes of the product should very much be similar with the attributes. So the attributes or the features should also reflect the brands. So whenever we set the name of any brand or whenever we set the design for the brand, it means it should reflect or the attributes should reflect its name. It should be consistent, the quality and value should be very much obvious and clear, and the product should be identifiable in presence of other products too. Number two, how can we get loyal equity of brand? So what is the process, or what is the criteria through which companies can get equity of brands, or what is basically brand equity? First of all, brand equity means when you desire when you develop any brand or when you provide product to the customers with the name of any brand, and you provide the good quality, consistent performance, relevant attributes, and customers have identified your product, then what will be the benefit? First benefit will be the loyalty of the customers. Customers will be loyal to your brand. When brand provides satisfaction to the customers, then satisfied customers will be loyal to the brand. So first of all, we will see the loyalty of the brand. Number two, when there is a brand name, or when there is a brand logo or a brand design, it gives awareness to the people, whether they purchase the product or they do not purchase, but they recognize, they get aware, they get awareness of the product. So these are the benefits of the brands. Next, number three, brand equity means good brands create credibility of the product. Companies or the products gets credibility because of the names of the product. On the other hand, when the product is consistent, customers are loyal, and the product is credible, then customers will definitely be reinforcing their purchase decision, and they will purchase your product again and again because the brand is credible. Number four, association. People of certain class or some certain segment of any society, they get associated with your brand. They have some emotional attachment with the brand. So these are the benefits of the brands. If the companies have created brands and they have created a very good brand image, then number one, there should be consistency, or there is consistency in the performance of the product and with the expectations of the product of the customer. Sorry. Number two, there should be good quality, or they are clear proposition of the value given to the customers. Brands give identification to, to a product. There should be some attributes which are very clear attributes of the products, and with these attributes are communicated through the brands. People get associated with us, company get or the product gets credibility, people get awareness of the brand, and people get loyal with your brand. So these are the advantages of brand and brand equities. So students, let's move to our next slide. This is about packaging and labels. Packaging is also very important factor. Wrapping any product or packing any product, this is also very important factor, because whenever a product is delivered to a distance place, the product should be packed in such a way that it should not get damaged. Number one. Number two, labels. Labels means the wrap of the product. The wrap of the product is also very much important. Brand name should be very much clear. Okay. Attributes should be written on the label. So the label of the product or the wrapper of the product should promote the product itself. For example, here is the wrap, or here is the label of Pepsi. One for all for one. One for all for one. This is the label of the Pepsi, but instead of O, they have their Pepsi color. This means that they try to label the product in such a way that people should get awareness of the product, and this circle is called, basically this is called logo of Pepsi, which is used everywhere, and through this logo people will identify this product, and the product is Pepsi. Same is the case with Apple. Let me give you an example. Let's take the example of this. This is the logo of a product, and if you just see the product or you just see the logo, you will identify the name of the company or name of the product. So this is Apple product. So students, these are the labels which clearly which or where the name or the brand or labeling or the name of the brand or name of the product is clearly mentioned for the identification and for the recognition. So next it is packaging. It is packaging and labeling. When we package the package the product, we can get competitive advantages. Good packaging provides safety to the product, and good packaging also is beneficial for the sales task. Let me give you the example of a cooking oil and how the packaging of cooking oil is helpful for the competitive advantage. Here is an example where there is an oil pouch, and other oil pouches are not with this tab, and we just cut from here and our oil gets wasted. But in this case, our oil pouch is available in 1.5 liter, and there is a tab, and we can use the oil which we need, and the additional oil will not be wasted. So these are the examples of packaging. These are the example of packaging, and this is basically given, or this packaging gives a competitive advantage to a company that other competitors or other firms or other companies do not provide such creative packaging, but we provide this creative packaging. This is called packaging. Next, the product should be safe. When it is delivered to the customer, it should not get damaged or it should not get broken. And at the end, we have sales tasks. In order to provide our products to the customers in abundance, sales team can also have benefit from the packaging. So we will continue in next video.